polish up your flutes, because it is time for everybody's favorite segment, and it is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week. So Dave Meltzer, once again, questions the validity of the Raw Netflix numbers while sitting here trying to say BJ Bethel is legit. So we take our attention and turn it to the GOAT. Meltzer said what? Who quotes saying this was the largest sleight of hand to date based on how Nielsen or a TV station would track those minutes. It would be 2,471,000 homes and 3.385 million worldwide viewers, a top of 11%. So Dave even admits that, like, on Netflix, WWE doesn't do the numbers that AEW does on Max or whatever. Like, this is where this shit all just falls apart. So Meltzer said what, calls out BJ, and then goes, look, again, what do you guys think? More people are watching Raw, like percentage wise, you know, are more people watching Raw on Netflix than AEW on Max? You just have to really critically think about it for a second. Jimmy Corderas got into a little bit with Dave Meltzer, and Jimmy Corderas responded to someone, and Dr. Evil 3000, and then Dave just like responds to Jimmy. So he follows him, whatever, quote tweets him. But Dave's always like looking to pick fights with like this. So Jimmy's like, I'll tell you what it isn't. An overly choreographed, synchronized dance routine. If that's your idea of evolution, you have zero clue. Dave Meltzer responds and goes, but actually, Jimmy, Luth has used the term choreographed dance routine to describe Shawn Michaels to me, Tony Khan. And I quote tweeted this and said, now wrestlers literally do choreographed dance routines, and Meltzer gives them 5 stars. And now that last part's a little shot. I know, I'm sorry. But for wrestlers who we covered it on the show, like Swerve and Ospreay have literally broken out into dance routines. Aubrey Edward literally breaks out into dance routines. So, but then I add the 5 stars just to like poke the bear a bit, but that's not really a shot at wrestlers. I don't want to, any wrestlers in particular. But WWE, this is according to a Meltzer, WWE reportedly does have plans for Rey Fenix to enter a feud with Andrade upon his WWE debut. And Meltzer goes, by the way, Phoenix is going to be feuding with Andrade. I don't know if they'll do it Friday, Brian. But here's the thing. Other dirt sheets all reported this. And then Meltzer goes, by the way, Phoenix will be feuding Andrade. It's just like, okay, other people already said that. So you're saying that in hindsight after everyone spoiled Kevin Owens and the Rey Fenix thing. Like, someone in WWE in the office went on a leak spree, or they're just working everyone brilliantly again. But Meltzer said what the GOAT pulls this Tony Khan card here. And he says Tony Khan himself doesn't know the AEW Dynamite Max numbers, but 2,700 follower BJ Bethel had these top secret WBD classified info leaked to him, and not THR, Variety, WSJ, or even WON, PWIFF. If you believe that, I've got magic beans to sell you. And that's exactly it. Like, why are they telling Bethel? Well, he has a source. Okay. That's stupid, man. That's the dumbest thing. Who is it? Joey Janela posted this, which I love, dude. I'm stealing that for a thumbnail. That's so good. I know everyone gets triggered by the AI art too. It's like, bro, the AI art is used for what it's used for is just like funny memes, and it's used for YouTube thumbnails if you're a channel that just cranks content out. You know what I mean? That's where you use AI for. That's where it's fun, but otherwise it's like, yes, don't. And like, I don't want to play video games designed by AI, but AI can be fun too. Everyone get your panties out of knots. You know what I mean? Oh, I just unbookmarked it. Whatever. We'll find it again. So Dave Meltzer, though, he decides he's like going to go at Corderas, right? So again, Corderas, he's just picking fights with Corderas. Corderas is talking to a guy who's not Meltzer. Again, talking to someone who isn't Meltzer and just responding to him. And then Dave has to pipe in and pick a fight. So this guy, Noah Gilbert, says, yes, because AEW gets nothing but positive coverage from wrestling media. All the main ones, yes. All the main ones. Name the bad ones. It's just the marks like me that everybody's like, don't listen to them. And like Jim Cornette and trash them. But they are just giving their opinions on the real media coverage, like the news, and it all leans the AEW way. We know that. But not to say it's not real media like what Eric Bischoff does, right? But even there, Conrad weighs heavily in the favor of AEW. Like, there's people who push back. You know, you don't agree on everything, and that's the difference. Like, I tried to point this out before. Not everybody who listens to Cornette or PWT or Toonie Talk or Conrad Thompson or Grilling JR or 83 Weeks, they don't all agree on everything all the time. So, what is this, like, the media in general? It's like, no, the dirt sheets who leak the news and, like, are the quote unquote journalists. And then you guys are more triggered by the people who openly go, we're comedians, or we give our opinions, or hey, I was in the business and these are just my thoughts, right? That's the problem we have. But anyways, Corderis is like, wrestling media, they don't confuse analysts and media. They are not the same. And then Meltzer goes, you've lost it. It's so bad that people who are more favorable in covering WWE to AEW are accused of being biased against WWE. It goes both ways. Like, Dave is a Kool-Aid drinker. Look what he says. Unless you are a full he goes, actually, Brian, unless you are a full Kool-Aid drinking WWE, you are considered biased against them. That's not true. Am I considered biased against WWE? I criticize them all the time. What do I say? Hey, I called CM Punk's favor lame. I said, he's one of my favorite wrestlers. I said with Seth Rollins, they spammed finishers. No one gets mad about that, right? So, Dave, you're in a bubble. That's the problem. You block MJ when he tells you the truth. You block me when I tell you the truth. We're not even, like, trolling you or being gross towards you, right? There's some heads you just block because it's like they're just clearly dead. I get that, right? But instead, you're, like, arguing with the clear heads and not engaging with people who are, like, truth seekers, or at least, like, being funny, or at least, like, pointing out the obvious flaw in your logic, you know? For instance, Awful was thoroughly convinced by MJ on this show, the way he phrased shit. Awful's mind was changed live here on the show. You're not going to change Meltzer's mind on a show. Brian tries that, and it just turns into O'Brien moments. Trying Brian moments. That's why he's trying Brian. Right? Like, it turns into those moments where Brian's trying real hard, like, come on, Dave. And then Dave's he won't have it. But CMLL. Like, so he's like, you've lost it. Unless you are full Kool-Aid drinking WWE, you're considered biased against them. If you report one thing positive about AEW, like BJ Bethel did, most ignored it and didn't even address it. No, Dave, you think most ignored it and didn't address it. Also, it's not to be taken seriously. You think that because you're in a bubble, bro. You blocked anyone who addressed it. You've blocked everyone who addressed it or talked about it. Idiot. Jesus Christ. And then Corderis goes, only thing I've lost is faith in some reporting. The fact you've jumped in again shows you believe I was referring to you. Interesting, as always. Thanks for your kind words. Have a good night. See, Dave jumped in. He was like going at Corderis. And then I responded and go, Dave lives in such a bubble, dude. It absolutely goes both ways. B, shout out Brendan Schaub. Switchblade got attacked just as harshly. Meltzer would know this if he studied and learned the TV and Wagyu beef businesses. Brian, got to study the Wagyu beef in Japan. 5 stars if the Wagyu served at the Tokyo Dome, Brian. So Meltzer said, what? Again, pulling cards. Oh, look who is right again. Me, Observer. This is a quote from Observer. What we do know is very little. Max keeps its numbers to themselves. Nobody at AEW knows the actual numbers. Top execs at WBD, ad buyers, etc. don't know. The NBA and NHL don't know either. Okay, so Switchblade did the math correctly because nobody knows, and he just went based off what they all say. Boom. You know, just Dave comes in and refutes BJ. No one's mad at him. So this is the problem, right? So everybody reports that Miro's coming back and Lana won't be there. Then Dave jumps on his show or his newsletter late to the game, late to the party, like always. Meltzer always does this, and I quote tweeted this, and I said it. I explained it here. Meltzer just sees other dirt sheets stories and then regurgitates their, but adds, the idea behind this is, or he goes like, there's more than meets the eye. The Decepticons, Brian. So, like, everyone else reported this, and then he's like, he comes in, Miro was at the offices on 4/2 to sign his new contract, and it's been expected he would sign here when he got his AEW release. CJ, Lana, CJ, was not with him, and right now those in the company are of the impression she's not coming with him. And it's like, you didn't ask anybody. You're trying to, like, flip. He always does that too. He steals other people's and then doesn't credit them, man. And he does it all in print, so it's so easy to catch too. Moron. He's ultimately a goddamn moron. So Dave Meltzer, Wrestling Observer newsletter, reports Travis Scott is currently in plans for WrestleMania. As for The Rock, it's not confirmed that he's in plans, and ultimately it's up to him. No, you just say the most obvious thing ever. I mean, it's really up to him if he shows up, Brian. No. And so he goes, Travis Scott is currently in WrestleMania plans. As for Dwayne Johnson, Dewey, Brian, I met him when he was 8. Who hasn't been around, and his name has been barely mentioned. It's all up to Dwayne Johnson. Everyone presumes he'll be there in some form the day of the show, but it's not confirmed to anyone either. Perhaps his appearance is being kept secret, but I'm not sure why, given everyone would expect him to begin with. But that's why these last few weeks the name has barely been mentioned, on even when it is only in passing. But obviously the original idea was likely to be The Rock helping Cena win the title, Brian. Here's the problem, Dave. It's called out of sight, out of mind, you dummy. This is how you book pro wrestling. So we're just not thinking about The Rock, and then boom, the music hits and we go, oh, he's here, and instead of like Lil Wayne, and he's in New Orleans there in Las Vegas. So it's like, Viva Las Vegas, right? Dice comes out and goes, oh, The Rock, my dick. Oh, no, but Carrot Top comes out with a prop. Oh, hey guys, look, it's The Rock. And he has an actual rock in his hand, and he's like, huh. Celine Dion comes out and sings him to the he just wants to. The reason he's even saying that is because he wants to like sort of put the narrative out there that Dwayne might not be there. So again, Switchblade cites Meltzer as like, here's Meltzer who defended BJ Bethel, but then doesn't realize that his own writings dispel BJ Bethel. And so Dynamite Dave doesn't sound too positive about Dynasty. So leading into Dynasty tomorrow, guys, here's what Dave has to say about the whole event going into it.
I mean, AEW pay-per-views are usually really, really good. I'm actually usually great. But, I mean, like I look at the lineup and I mean that.
Oh, they're great. Yeah, I for sure wasn't told that by Tony Khan. Or sorry, I'm supposed to be Dave. But yeah, it's like, okay, what are you? Oh, they're actually great. Okay, says who?
I mean, AEW pay-per-views are usually really, really good. I'm actually usually great. But, I mean, like I look at the lineup and I mean, that last one lineup wise was a stronger lineup. This one is interesting because it's, Cole and Garcia is like one of those matches that's going to kind of like in the make or break thing. Like if they tear the house down.
Oh, it's kind of like, it's like a make or break. It's kind of like a Brian.
It'll probably be a great show because, the Omega match with Ricochet and Bailey is going to be great. Moxley and Swerve will be what it is.
Why? So if Meltzer, who just recently claimed, as we covered on the shows, tripled and quadrupled down. Oh, it's the way the crowd is moved, Brian, that I give star ratings. Why will Ricochet and Bailey and Omega be great? Because the moves they're going to do, Dave, he's such a goddamn phony, baloney, cheesy liar. It's really just the truth.
It's going to be a death match. I mean, of some form. It's going to be gross. But that's, that going in.
It's going to be a death match. It's going to be gross. I mean, this is what appeals to people these days, Brian. Blue waffle.
Tony Storm, Megan Bayne. Man, I don't know. That's... I mean, I think that they put it together.
He's thinking of the matches like he's not giving a prediction and talking about like it's a work, Dave. He's like, oh, well, the flips they'll do. I mean, I don't know. Tony Storm doesn't really do backflips, so I don't know, Brian.
Together well. Tony Storm super over. But I don't know. I mean, AEW.
What a dummy, Dave. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I can say about it. That was Dave Meltzer's dumb moment of the week.